Welcome into Owl Sports with Eric Pellini. I'm Dan Koob. And on this mint edition of Owl Sports, we're going to break down the past week for Temple basketball, as well as take a look at the depth of the men's side of the A10. Rudy Mezzi will be alongside to see how many teams the conference may squeeze into the big dance.
And we're going to see if we can squeeze all of Rudy's hair into the camera shot. But first, we'll also look at the Owls indoor track team and its record finish in Rhode Island at the A10 Championships. And a certain group of Owls flew south to open up their season. We'll see how they fared. But first, to the hardwood. Early this season, when St. Joe's and Temple met, things just got silly at the Leacourt Center. Michael Ayers scored a career-high 13 points. Ryan Brooks scored 13 with a stomach virus. And Lavoie Island added a double-double all en route to a 73-46 win. Things got a little closer this time around at the Palestra. We also have their work cut out for them. Going up against St. Joe's on Saturday with 7 minutes left in the second half. Allen dishes it to sophomore Ramon Moore for 2. Moore had a huge day, posting a career-high 24 points, 9 rebounds. Here he is again getting the rebound, the foul after the miss by Fernandez. Nice putback. Next possession, Fernandez looking to shoot, is going to pass it into Allen. Allen gets a nice 2 here. Allen's up 49-47. St. Joe's was quick to answer with some offense of their own. Junior Idris Hillard ties it up on the next possession. With 1:07 left in the half, St. Joe's guard Chris Prescott drains a three-pointer here to close the gap deep in the corner. Next possession, senior Garrett Williams drives to the lane, scores, gives St. Joe's a lead with 30 seconds left. Falling in. And quickly, Ramon Moore would be back to clean up some of the mess, taking the game into overtime where he continued to dominate, pulling off super-style spin-like moves like this one in the lane. The Owls went on to win the game 75-67. And here we go. Brookson gets started off with a 3 in the corner. That was his 11 on the night. Owls kept them to 13. First time since they played Bowling Green. Showtime, Ramon Moore. Nice slam. Fernandez adds 3 here. That was pretty. Ramon Moore only had 7 on the night, but Dayton kept it close all night late in the game. Here's 2 threes from Lowry. Cherry and White not looking too happy, but this play sealed the deal. Guzman and Brooks combining for 2 here, and that was pretty much, that would do it for the Dayton Flyers. That was 49-41, tough defensive game. Now share a tie for first place.
A game where you've got some space between you and the opposition, so I was, again, thrilled by that. Is it hard? Yeah, every game is hard because I respect so much the opposition, and they've got some really talented athletes. I think Brian does a great job with his team, and they guarded the hell out of us tonight.
Sophomore guard Ramon Moore hadn't seen extended playing time for much of his first 2 seasons on Broad Street because of academic concerns. This year, the Southern High product has turned the page on those difficult 2 years, and over the last month or so, he's been one of Temple's top scorers. Moore was named the Big 5 Player of the Week after averaging 21 points and 7 boards in wins over St. Bonaventure and crosstown rival St. Joe's last week. His 24-point performance was the finishing touch on a week that saw the Owls move up to 20th in the AP national rankings. After last night's win, Moore has now scored in double digits in his last 7 games, averaging 16 points per contest. Moore and the Owls will try to wrap up their first outright Big 5 title since 1987, and they take on LaSalle Sunday.
Well, the Owls will look to close that gap in the A10 tourney there. They got a couple teams there. Richmond sneaking into the top 25 now, and a couple other teams.
Well, it'll be interesting to see, after obviously being the 2-time defending A10 champions. And with Moore, we call that a segue, we go to Rudy Mezzi. Rudy?
Thank you, Dan. Well, it is very crowded atop the A10 standings with Richmond, Temple, and Xavier all tied for the #1 spot. Now, among these teams, the only lock for the tournament is your Temple Owls. Temple has an 11-2 A10 record and is ranked 20th in the AP poll, 3 spots above the Richmond Spiders, who are enjoying a 23 seed. The Xavier Musketeers have a decent conference record, but while their overall record isn't as good, it's safe to say that all 3 of these teams will be enjoying some March Madness. Now, a lot of people are hyped up about the Charlotte 49ers, who actually beat the Owls back on January 27th, as well as beating Louisville, who was ranked at the time. And after completely obliterating the St. Joe's Hawks last night, 95-58, they definitely have a shot to get into the tournament. But they'll have to win at least 2 of their last 3 games, which are against Rhode Island and Richmond. Also, don't forget about those St. Louis Billikens. They've won 6 of their last 7 games, and they're 5th in the A10. They do have a rough road ahead of them, playing Duquesne Temple and Dayton. Now, I believe one of these 2 squads will make their way onto a bracket. Some teams that are chilling on the surface tension of the bubble for the tournament are the University of Rhode Island Rams and the Dayton Flyers. The Rams have the third best overall record in the conference, but 5 of their last 6 losses are to A-10 teams, including 2 from Temple. Now, Dayton just lost a close one to the Owls last night, and that'll definitely hurt their chances of sliding into the tournament. If I had to choose one, I would say Rams in, Flyers out. Now, of these 7 teams, I'm picking the Owls, Spiders, Musketeers, 49ers, and Rams to all make appearances in the tournament. Sorry, Dayton and St. Louis. You guys are both Rudy's rejects. As for the A-10 championship, I'm thinking the Owls will get some revenge on the Richmond Spiders. Well, we don't know who will definitely be in the tournament until Selection Sunday on March 14th. Any of these teams can get in. Whoever wins the A-10 tournament, which starts on March 9th, will have an automatic ticket to the big dance. So it could be any A-10 team. It's up for grabs. It could even be the St. Joe's Hawks. Just kidding. Back to you, Dan.
The Temple women's basketball team had 2 very important games this past week, both having major conference tournament implications. The Owls took on Dayton in a battle of top-tier A-10 teams last Saturday and played Richmond last night. Coming in with a 5-game winning streak, the Owls lost to Dayton earlier this week, 71-63. Katie McCarthy led the Owls' attack with 18 points. Marley Bennett contributed a double-double with 15 points and 11 boards. The women's team would redeem themselves last night, though, with a 77-67 victory over Richmond. McCarthy led the Owls with 17 points, and Lakeisha Adey contributed 13. The Owls are now 21-7 on the season and 10-3 in the Atlantic 10. They've locked up a top 3 seed for the Atlantic 10 Conference Tournament. Temple has 1 game remaining on their regular season schedule, Senior Day, against George Washington on Saturday, when 3 Owl seniors and 2 managers will be honored at the Leah Center.
At Owlsports, we like to concentrate on Temple athletics, but we also like to keep tabs on those former Temple students who cover sports for a living. In Philadelphia, John Clark of Class 97 is a sports anchor for NBC 10, and Jeff Skaversky, Class of 01, is a reporter for 6 ABC. Our own Josh Rotenberg has more on the 2 guys who got their start covering the Owls.
Hey, what an impressive win for number 21 Temple.
6 ABC's Jeff Skaversky and NBC 10's John Clark participated in Temple Update. The show helped them accomplish their goals.
I think I learned how to be a sportscaster as far as writing and reading and what it takes to put together packages.
It shows you every single thing that you have to do as a professional, and you're able to do it in college at Temple. And it's probably one of the best experiences you can have in any college in the country.
Hi, and welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm Jeff Skaversky. He was one of the stars of the surf, one of the nicest, most popular players in Atlantic City.
After their smaller market starts, they got the jobs they always wanted.
So I've always wanted to sit here and be a sportscaster in Philadelphia at Channel 6.
I only wanted to be a sportscaster in Philadelphia because all of the teams and the passion of the city, it's a part of me, and it means the world to me.
Like the athletes they cover, they're rivals on the field, but close off of it.
It's an interesting dynamic because we've been friends so long, but now we're competing against each other.
I want to beat them and do a better story, do a better job, and beat them to the punch.
If your dream is to be in front of the camera, Temple University can help you get there. Just ask John Clark and Jeff Skaversky. They're proof that hard work pays off.
You need to work harder than other people, and you need to differentiate yourself and separate yourself from other people. And just practice, practice, practice. Kind of anti-Allen Iverson, practice.
If you want something bad enough, you'll get it. And it all comes down to hard work.
Reporting for Owlsports, I'm Josh Rotenberg.